In this video, I'm gonna take you through making a beat from scratch inside the program. I'm gonna cover all the basics of what you need to know to get up and running right away to make your track. So let's make a beat from scratch with Serato Studio. First, we'll start off with the drums. By default, when you start a new session in Serato Studio, you'll be given a preloaded clean 808 drum kit ready for you to use. If you don't want to use that kit, then you can go to the library and go to the drums tab to look for some more drums. In the All Drums Kit crate, you can choose a genre style crate that you want to use for your drums. Then click and drag the drum kit to the drum deck. Next, you want to go to the BPM tab and adjust the BPM to your liking. You can do so by clicking on the BPM and dragging it up to increase the BPM or dragging it down to decrease the BPM. You can also double-click the BPM and type in the number of the BPM that you want to be in. When you press return, the BPM will be set. In the drum sequencer, go to Make and choose the genre to load a preset drum pattern. Then press on the name of the genre and a preset drum pattern will be set. If you don't like the pattern, then you can go and press the genre again until you find a preset that you like. Once you have a preset that you like, you can make adjustments to the sound of the drums in the drum deck. For each of the sounds, you can adjust parameters like gain, EQ, filter, attack, release, reverse, key shift, and time stretch. You can also use effects to shape the sound of the drums, effects such like reverb, delay, limiter, and others. For effects, select the drum sound that you want the effect to be on. Then select the effect, turn it on, and adjust the amount for the effect. You can also add effects to the entire kit in the drum sequencer by following the same steps. You can also draw notes to the drum sequence by clicking notes into the empty slots. With the drum sequencer set, now you can add a sample to the sample deck. In the scene player, click on Add Sample to get an empty sample deck. You'll be taken automatically to the library to the Audio tab, and there, go to Audio Samples Loop Crate. Then choose a genre style crate that you want to use for your sample. Then click and drag a sample into the sample deck. The sample will appear with 8 cue points that Serato Studio has found for you. If there are cue points that you like, you can favorite them by clicking on the favorite star for the selected cue points. You can press Find Samples to find more cue points to use if you don't like the ones that have been given. Once you have the cue points that you like, then turn on the metronome. Quantize is on by default, set to 1/16. If needed, you can adjust the quantize value in the drop-down menu next to quantize. Then press record in the sample sequencer. You'll be given a 4-beat countdown before you can start to record a sequence. When you finish your sequence, you can press record again to stop the recording. You'll notice that the project key has automatically been updated to the key of the first sample deck. This means that any other sample or instrument deck that's added will now sync to this key. Now, you can add an instrument deck to start playing an instrument. In the scene player, click on Add Instrument, and then an empty instrument deck will appear. You will automatically be taken to the library to the Instrument tab. Then go to a genre crate and choose an instrument that you want to use. Then click and drag the instrument into the instrument deck. For this example, choose a bass sound. When playing the notes on the computer keyboard, MIDI keyboard, or drum machine pads, they will play in the key of the sample when Play in Key is turned on. If you turn Play in Key off, then you can play the notes chromatically. Once the notes are figured out for the bass line, then press record in the instrument sequencer. You'll be given a 4-beat countdown before you can start to record a sequence. When finished, press record again to stop the recording. To To continue building the track, create a new scene. You will see the scenes at the bottom of the scene player. To add an additional scene, you can click on an empty slot and you'll be given two options. The first option is copy, which will allow you to copy the previous scene that you were working with. Copying your scene and clearing one or two of the sequences is a great way to create an intro or breakdown. The second option is empty, which will give you an empty scene to start adding index of your choice without any previously written notes. As you make new scenes for parts of the song, like verse, chorus, bridge, breakdown, drop, or outro, you can double-click on the scene to name it to whatever part of the song that it is. Once the scene is made, you can make variations to the sequences, or add additional drum, sample, or instrument sequencers to record additional parts to the track. Structure for songs generally repeats in 4, 8, 16, and 32 bar phrases, depending on the style of music that you're making. Once you have created various scenes to make up parts of your song, then you can begin to lay them out in Song View. To get to Song View, click on the tab to the right of the library. Once in Song View, you can click and drag a scene and drop it into the timeline of the Song View. For example, with most hip-hop songs, the intro is generally 8 bars. The verses are generally 16 bars, the chorus is generally 8 bars, and the outro is generally 8 bars. These numbers can generally double for house music and other styles of dance music. As you start to populate the song, you can use zoom in and zoom out on the timeline. In the top right corner of the Song View, there are zoom in and zoom out buttons that will allow you to zoom. To play the song, press the play tab in the Song View. Pressing it a second time will stop the music. You can also move the playhead along the timeline to play the song from a specific point. So that's how you make a beat from scratch inside of Serato Studio. Please have fun creating music. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the Serato Studio beta forum area.